we're less than 2 weeks away. We're less than 2 weeks away, I think, from the biggest bash of the year. This industry, it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience that only happens every January. Hey, this is freezing cold from New York City. Captain Lou, your event producer, organizer, whatever you want to call me, that's been working real hard on your behalf. And here in the corner, look at it. There's the very foxy Donna Fox, one of the co-founders, mastermind facilitator, and director of awesomeness at Marketing Genesis with Mike and Andy for the past year or so, right, Donna? Welcome, Donna, and welcome everyone from around the world to the Marketers Cruise Preview Webby. This is my first webinar jam, and I'm so excited because Donna she showed me how to do this, and it's cool.
Well, I want to ask, what is with the hat?
What hat?
You're all parking up over there.
Okay, well, I'm trying to figure out how to do the blue boxing with white boxes. So, okay, here's the deal. So if I take off the white box, it just goes by voice, right? All right, here we go. So here's the thing. It's been kind of like in the single digits here in New York. I'm actually at home in your hometown of New Jersey, at my dining room table to do this first ever webinar jam. Why should we use a competitor's product when you guys have webinar jam, right? So this is my first jam. I'm very excited about that because it's a cool software. And I'm wearing this, here's the thing. Let me explain, folks. Even the birds have the brains enough to fly south for the winter. And I just want to, I'm indoors with my winter hat on. So I just want to show everybody my t-shirt that I've been wearing.
I always get nervous when you start stripping, Lou.
So I wore a special shirt that really tells you how I feel about being in winter in January in New York City and how much I'm looking forward to getting to Miami and with 438 of our bestest friends from around the world for this amazing, amazing adventure. So check this out. So here I am, straight out of the New York City Mental Institution, and ready for some networking and schmoozing while Caribbean cruising with our bestest friends from around the world. And I want to right now just get a little more comfortable. And there you go, the more recognizable Captain Lou. Donna.
Causing some sort of brain disconnect, so this is great.
I just want to tell you that I want to tell everybody that the other day Donna was helping me kind of figure out how to do this webinar jam Webby software, which is pretty cool and pretty easy, once you do it once or twice. And she took me on a Skype video tour of her dynamite pad up on what floor is it? There in the Gaslamp Quarter of San Diego?
24th.
On the 24th floor, Donna is living in America's, one of America's, I think, best climates, best city, best climates, beautiful San Diego, like right in the heart of all the action, overlooking just everything. I mean, we've got that here in New York, but Donna's average temperature is 75 degrees. So, and they don't wear coats out in San Diego. So I really love that tour, and it got me thinking about warm weather and fun with friends. So that's what this webinar is all about. Much of what we're going to discuss tonight has already been written out for you in the myriad of different pre-cruise documents that you've never read, probably. That most people, marketers particularly, don't really check their emails or read their emails as compared to the normal, compared to the regular citizens at large. And Donna says, there goes Lou. So, marketers are a very special breed. So I wanted to do this webinar so that when we all arrive in Miami, everyone's on the same page. And Donna has
more of us are on the same page than not. How about that?
More than not, right? Absolutely, absolutely, Donna. So with no further ado, Where's that screen share button? Right over here. Let's go right into it. And so here we are, the countdown to the amazing annual Marketers Cruise, which sets sail January 25th to February 1st. We actually disembarked the ship on Super Bowl Sunday. And I know about 40 or 50 of you are staying over at our host hotel, the Marriott Cadillac, after the cruise. We'll talk about that later. Someone has to change that graphic, which says 2014, because Happy New Year. It is 2015, and this is going to be a year of celebrating many, many celebrations, many successes, which are the reasons to celebrate at any time of the year, and some special celebrations that we'll talk about as we get into it. So let's do that right now. Let me press the right button and ask you guys, are you all ready to have fun? Guys, all good now. I'm seeing the chat box. People are already chatting to each other. There's crosstalk happening. That's all a good thing. We're informal here on the Marketers Cruise, right? So on my screen, Donna, can you see my screen that's not chopped in half? I'm getting a little bit of a video glitch.
It's fine. Don't worry. Just keep going.
Awesome, awesome. Next case is we are your hosts. So most of you who've been with us before, this year we've got about 200 of our old friends, our alumni, people who've come year after year, who've at least been on the Marketers Cruise before one time, and some many times, and about 238 new Marketers Cruisers. So we've got a lot to share with you guys as well tonight. We're your hosts. I'm Captain Lou. Mike Filsame, the Emir Sultan of all sales, of all marketing, the grand, high, exalted, mystic ruler. I always embarrass him with those words. And, of course, the lovely, lovely Donna Fox, Director of Awesomeness. But we are not your only hosts. There are several others, group leaders. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I have to move my screen over here so I can see what I'm presenting. So the history of the Marketers Cruise, Donna. What happened here? We started out 9 years ago. Can you believe it? 9 years, and you know, we didn't really advertise it much, but something amazing happened. What happened?
Well, and we created a community that got bigger than we ever imagined it would be. You know, we started with just our first 62 guests from our I-5 Gold coaching program. And we decided to end the program and did a Bon Voyage cruise and invited some more people. And you know, it was on that cruise we decided to keep the cruise and change the name to the Marketers Cruise and open it up to all of the internet marketers and all of the communities. And we just love the people that come and join the cruise. And you can see we've been growing. I guess in 2012 it was it was a rough year for a lot of people, but we've been growing ever since, and we're over 438. Did you say the last time?
As of an hour ago.
438 now.
So that's pretty cool. Now, we want to welcome and say thank you to several other partner hosts who have helped make this possible. Many of them by inviting me to speak at their live events and invite their audiences. And so we, this year, once again, have our magnificent 7 group leaders. Dave Van Hoos from the Speaking Empire Group. David Perdue's NAMS group, and NAMS stands for Novice to Advanced Marketing System. This is his first year as a group leader, second year with the cruise. Jim Edwards, who everyone might know, some might not, that I used to produce an annual separate event called the Jim Boat Group, and now Jim and the Jim Boaters are kind of coming into the fold, and we're really thrilled about having Jim Edwards and his team aboard, and the Jim Boat Group aboard the Marketers Cruise. So that's awesome. Davin Michaels, who I just got off the phone with a few minutes before we started, from 123 Employee, and he's bringing the 123 Marketers Group. Omar Martin and his Higher Level Strategies Group. We've got E. Brian Rose and JV Zoo. Everyone's heard of JV Zoo, I think. And Donna, what's special about this last come from behind home stretch surprise, Donna? What's special about this entry?
Well, there are a couple things special about it. One is I've never met her. So Maria Matarelli, is that always how she says it? Matarelli?
Matarelli.
Matarelli. Maria Matarelli is our very, very first female group leader. So I am excited, thrilled to meet her, so glad she'll be joining us on the cruise, and so proud of her for being the first female to step up, get a group together, and come on as a group leader. Way to go.
Yes, Donna and I for years have been saying, a lot of our friends in the industry, a lot of our female friends ask, why don't you have more female speakers? And it's a non-speaking event except for the group leader showcase, and we say just put together a group for us with 10 cabins, and we'll give you that 30-minute showcase. And every year, we hear promises, but this time someone delivered. I'm so excited about it. And the second thing that's exciting about this is, remember at the top I mentioned that I go around the country and sometimes around the world inviting audiences at live events to come and join us on the Marketers Cruise. I have not done this at Maria's live events. Maria has done this all on her own. So this is a group put together by Maria without my help, and that is super, super duper. So again, high kudos to you. And there are some others that are kind of like almost there, but so big honorable mention to Jason Myers from the CXO company, Laura Betterly, one of your partners, you and Mike and Andy, Donna. We love Laura. Mark Harris from JV Summit, who cannot be with us this year, but he's almost at group level. And Mario Brown, everyone, if you remember from last year, Mario's wife Maria, they just had a baby, so they kind of want to stay home with the baby, and when the baby's old enough next year to join our 10th anniversary cruise, we'll have Mario, Maria, and family back with us. So those are some people that have also contributed greatly to us reaching these numbers, plus many, many, many other VIPs, and you guys are all VIPs, you know that have referred a friend or two or three, if not 10, at least a friend or two, to help spread the word. And when I say spread the word, this is a cruise by invitation only. So you don't see a lot of promotion for this all year long. We don't put up billboards over highways. We don't do mass mailings. We're not in magazines. The Marketers Cruise is our friends and friends of our friends, and it's by invitation only. And Donna, I think it's been absolutely amazing that as a close-knit group, we've been able to keep such a high level of marketer and attendee, and just the warmth and camaraderie of the family we built, and keep the numbers this large. So you could tell, am I excited or what?
I think you're going to break your arm patting yourself on the back on that one. So it did not happen by accident, people. It happened through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears on the part of Lou. So he did a great job attracting the right people, the right group leaders who have brought the right attendees to our group.
And yes, so it's a great time to talk about that type of attendee. We have so many, we have people coming from all around the world. Once again, big shout out to all of our Australian attendees, that are flying from the other side of the world, and from all over Europe and from everywhere. But basically, I'm often asked, what are the attendees like? And I say that we have more 6-figure, 7-figure, and 8-figure online entrepreneurs than any event in the industry. And I certainly think we're the biggest bash and the only one of its type, so I guess that makes us the biggest, right? And I'm just so proud of this. I have every bit of excitement and enthusiasm as I did from the first one when we were I-5 Gold back in 2007. So Donna, a lot of that has to do with you, with Mike, and with many other friends behind the scenes that help us and keep us enthused to go forward to create this magical event. Now, we're raving about the event, and many have not even experienced it, so let's just move on to some of the good stuff. What to expect from our trip. Well, the Marketer's Cruise is not a seminar. There are no speakers. Well, actually, there are all speakers because you, we, everyone, we are the speakers. Everyone gets stage time if they want it. There's no selling allowed from the stage, so no one will be pitching you, except maybe to go on the 10th anniversary cruise, which you'll want to. This is a peer-to-peer mastermind. Donna, could you elaborate more about the difference between that and the typical guru-student atmosphere that you'd see at a land-based event?
Absolutely. I mean, we try to start out on the cruise on level ground, where everyone's equal. There are no people that are gurus that can't be touched, that don't want to sit down and have a conversation with you. Everyone on the cruise they're there because they're a mover and shaker. They've got something going on, whether you know them or not. And even the people that I did just get out of the shower, Howard, thank you.
I saw that too.
Yeah, I've been freaking out about my wet hair since I got on the webinar. So even the people that you would think of as being the bigger names or the gurus, they're just on the cruise to network and find out what they can from other people in the business that are doing it as well. We all keep our saw sharpened, and one of the ways we do it every year is on this Marketer's Cruise.
Awesome, awesome. So I just have to juggle this. This is way more than a vacation, folks. This, I believe, is the perfect work and play balance. About 30% work, 70% play. It's a true VIP experience. Now, VIP can mean vacation in paradise. It can also mean a vacation integrated with profits. And Donna, I don't remember who originally came up with the whole VIP thing, but there's a third way to interpret VIP, because each of us falls into one of those categories. And I'll let you explain.
Well, I mean, you just said it, so you threw me for a little loop to say there's a third way, because the way that you usually toss to me is vacation integrated with profits. Some of you that are coming are there just for the vacation. You know, for the most part, for me, for Mike, it is our vacation. It's both of our honeymoons this year. Mike is getting married on the cruise ship, and we'll talk more about that later. And I ran away to the shores of San Diego in October and got married myself. So for both of us, it's our honeymoon. We really strike that 30% work, 70% play balance very nicely. Some people are just there for vacation. Certainly a lot of people, even people that you'd say, maybe some of the big-time gurus and names that you've heard of, they're primarily there for vacation. They just want to hang out. They just want to enjoy the beaches and be around people that understand them a little bit more. Then you have the other end of the spectrum, which are the profiteers. They're the ones joining the cruise because they want to make that connection. They want to learn that thing that's going to make the difference. They want to, magnify their business. They want to find the one person they've been looking for that'll make all the difference this year. And you'll recognize those people. They're going to probably put their business cards in your hands and aggressively try to talk to you and have a conversation with you. Those are the ones that are going to be in Pizza and Profits every night, all night long. You'll find out Pizza and Profits in a little bit. And just the people that are just gung-ho to make this year the best year for their business. And then the vast majority of the people that join the cruise are the which are integrated. They want a little bit of vacation, they want to make some connections for their business, get some questions answered, and they're really looking for balance. So what we're trying to do is foster an environment where there is some balance. We carefully engineer the schedule to provide as much as we possibly can of every type of experience that we can. So I'll let Lou explain a little bit more about that later, but that's your VIP.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Donna. And I did step, it was only two VIPs, not 3.
Yeah, it's not the first time, and it won't be the last.
Right. So, this is mainly for those of you, there are more than half of you that are first-time attendees. So just to let you know that everything is optional But that's all. We have many, many events planned. Spouses, friends, and family are all welcome to our private meetings and events and dinners. Children are welcome at our dinners as well. And, of course, there is Camp Carnival, which is no additional charge if you have your younger ones that just want to go and Donna, maybe you could talk a little bit about Camp Carnival, even though neither one of us have children that we know of.
But I wish I did for Camp Carnival. I mean, Camp Carnival is awesome. It's like the most amazing babysitters you could possibly imagine for a week on the cruise. They take your kids and put them in organized activities, and they're going to have a phenomenal time running around the cruise ship in sort of an organized scavenger hunt. They do crafts I've seen them in the lunch area doing crafts in between. They really just help you enjoy and have a little bit of private time yourself while they help your kids have a great, enjoyable experience. And I know other cruise lines do the same, but nothing seems better than Camp Carnival to me. And it's amazing that it's a free service. They watch your kids over dinner, so you can come and have an adult conversation dinner in the dining room if you want. They're just really pretty awesome.
Excellent. Great, great. Hey, that's First Mate Donna. That's a very, very good description of Camp Carnival. And when you get on board with your children, you do want to go there and check them in and get them all set up, and they'll take very, very, very good care. Lots and lots of things to learn and do and have fun at Camp Carnival. They'll
have more fun at Camp Carnival than they will with you. I guarantee it.
with me or with their parents?
Well, with their parents is what I meant. With you, the co-host.
So you can expect some amazing peer-to-peer networking all week long. Business building mastermind sessions. Donna facilitates some tremendous sessions that are really looked forward to by all. As well as Mike and myself. I want to give kudos to Donna because a lot of these mastermind sessions, probably all of them, were engineered by you many years ago when we first tested this type of cruise event. And then we have the Group Leader Showcase, where all of those great partners that we talked about before get up on Monday afternoon from 2 to 5 p.m. You'll see the schedule on board and in advance. We already have a digital copy up in the Facebook group. The Group Leader Showcase are all of our group leaders with 30 minutes each presenting on a topic of their expertise. No selling, no pitch, just very, very important information to help all of our businesses grow. So that's something that we look forward to every year. And then we have the White Hot Party and Best Outfit Contest. Donna, we've had some crazy parties in the past, haven't we?
We have. We love to have a costume party, even though we're not allowed to call it that because of Carnival's rules. But we've had a costume party every year, and it started very simple with hats and sunglasses, and then we exploded it to full-blown parties. So this year, wear your favorite white costume. Can be anything you want as long as it's white for our White Hot Party.
Awesome. Next, we have the special pre-dinner sessions and networking. And as I told you, Donna, off camera, that this year we've got just a fantastic schedule because we have plenty of time so that when we do our sessions, there will also not be some mad rush out of our meeting room to go to the next event or go to dinner, that we have plenty of time for networking and to get to dinner with all of our pre-dinner events. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course, those famous round-robin open seating dinners for the few people who've emailed my office asking to change to the early seating. What would you say to that, Donna?
Don't do it. It's a big, big mistake. Part of the magic of what happens at Marketers Cruises is staying together for their 2-hour dinners. Our dinner affair is always at least an hour and a half, probably 2 hours. We encourage people to find different people to sit near every night, hang out. I'm guilty of this myself. I tend to want to spend every dinner with my best friends and don't get out there and mingle as much as I should. This year I'm going to try to spend more dinner times with other people and just getting to know some more of our cruisers a little bit more.
Absolutely, absolutely. But what if someone gets hungry before 8:15 p.m., Donna? Is there any food to be had on the ship?
There are 572 different ways for you to get food while you're on the cruise ship. You won't feel hungry after you eat your very first lunch when we meet on the Lido deck the first day.
Right, not for at least a week.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's the deal on the round robin open seating dinners. Some of you are asking about the tips, the gratuities. It's all been covered. It's all in your package. It's been prepaid. Your wait staff, your cabin steward, the prepaid gratuities have already been done for you. So that's pretty
A little bit more before we move on about the open seating dinners. Ordinarily, when you go on a cruise, for the benefit of our first-time cruisers, ordinarily when you go on a cruise, you get assigned seating for dinner time. Well, what we arrange is for our entire group to have assigned seating, but we can sit anywhere we want within that area. So the first night, you go to your assigned tables just so we can get situated and oriented and know where everything is. And then every night after that, you can sit at any table we have Marketers Cruise table tents. You can sit at any table that has one of our Marketers Cruise logo table tent on it. So.
Exactly. Thanks for clarifying that. I think that it's a wonderful way to break bread and network with many old friends and new friends as well, and something that's looked forward to by all. Another big thing that's looked forward to started out as not a scheduled event at all, right, Donna? What's up with this late night pizza and profits?
You know, I'm probably the worst person to talk about late night pizza and profits because it happens after my bedtime. I'm an up with the sun, let's talk to the pre-dawn risers kind of person. Late night pizza and profits generally get started at, we say midnight, but 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. If you're wandering around the cruise ship looking for someone to talk to, head to the very back of the pool deck, the Lido deck, and you'll find marketers. Wherever the pizza is, there will be marketers. Carnival has late night or 24-hour pizza, basically, around the cruise ship, around the clock on the cruise ship. And we gather at the pizza area, and as somebody said in the Facebook group, when you start smelling baking cooking is when Pizza and Profits is over. And it's time to move on to breakfast. So it's just a wonderful networking area. It's a place where the night owls, the socializers, the networkers love to gather and talk about all things marketing and really all things life.
So you mentioned the magical word, Donna, networking. And there will be like incredible networking starting even way before the cruise. We have a lot of networking that goes on at the pre-cruise host hotel. And this year I was surprised to find just so many people. Of course, you know, we have people flying in from 17 countries around the world, but so many of our friends are coming in on Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. And so I just put this up on the screen. We normally do a 1-hour welcome party on the day before the cruise. So if it's a Sunday, we'll do Saturday from 5 to 6 p.m. Or I'm sorry, from 6 to 7 or something like that. But and actually, it's usually from 5 to 6. And a lot of people miss it. They just miss it because it's hard to kind of pigeonhole everybody into that 1 hour. And we've been asked, why don't we just expand that? So this year, for those of you that are staying with us at the pre-cruise host hotel, which is most of you, which is the landmark 1940s hotel, Art Deco hotel called the Marriott Courtyard Cadillac Hotel, which has been renovated last year and it's really gorgeous. It's a much smaller hotel than we had last 2 years at the Eden Rock. So just like on the cruise ship where we will be a big fish in a small pond, we will be a huge fish at this hotel. We'll pretty much be dominating the hotel. I think we have kind of almost or more than half of the whole hotel for our pre-cruise. And so because I took a look at the manifest and see so many, like maybe 150 people that are coming for Friday and Saturday, I just want to let you guys know that what we're doing is there's a tiki bar right out back, that has drinks and has appetizers. It's a cash bar and lots of deck space and tables and chairs, a perfect networking atmosphere that we were originally going to say just 3 to 7 p.m. on Saturday. But if you're there Friday, my staff and I will have a hospitality desk out there to greet everyone, and we'll be there. So we'll be there Friday and Saturday. It should be a real hub of networking. So now there's no pressure to show up at a certain time. And one of the other reasons why we're spreading this out over 4 hours on Friday and 4 hours on Saturday is that they can only really accommodate a maximum of 175 people out on that deck at the tiki bar and at the tables and at the bar. So if we had like 300 plus people come all at the same time, that might be a little bit of an overwhelm for them, and then it's too short, and then you haven't really had a chance to relax and you have to leave. So I think it's way better that, and they have live music at the tiki bar, the beach is steps away, the pool is steps away, so it should be a great atmosphere for networking at the Cadillac Friday and Saturday between 3 and 7 p.m. happy hour at the tiki bar. Did that make sense, Donna?
That did make sense. I do have a question, though, just out of curiosity. This photo, is that from the actual Marriott Cadillac Hotel?
No, actually, that's the photo from the Eden Rock.
I got it. Okay.
Oopsie.
I was hoping you were going to say yes.
No, but the view is not that far off. That's the view from outdoors at Eden Rock. But you know what? We're on the same beach 5 blocks over. We're at 39th Street in Collins, Donna, right near South Beach, pretty much near everything, and we've got that same beach. So steps away will be that view. Don't worry. So that's the deal. Now, one more thing about this. The entire tiki bar area is not only open to other hotel guests, it's open to the public. So we really can't keep other people from coming there. However, we pretty much will be dominating, and I've got the little. Can I go to my face? I'll show you later. Little Marketers Cruise buttons that will give you all of you so that you can find each other and know who the marketers and marketers' friends are. So there'll be, it'll pretty much be us dominating that area on those days. Just to be clear. Okay, so moving on. We're having bus transportation. Am I back to the slide? No, I'm not. Okay, we're having complimentary bus transportation for all guests staying at the Marriott Cadillac. We'll have 2 runs. Normally, upon checkout at 11 a.m., we take everyone over to the ship so we could board bright and early around noon before the thousands of other passengers get on and form a 2-hour jam. We want to get on first. So this time we'll have buses at 9 a.m. and buses at 11 a.m. And there's a specific reason why we have 2 sets of buses. Donna, is Mike with us? Is Mike with us on the webinar?
Mike is not with us today. He asked if I could deliver the news about the wedding.
Okay, that's a very interesting way of putting it. So let me just kind of tell you what's going on. Donna, this slide says it all, but I'll let you explain.
Yep, in the heat of the moment last year, Mike was just planning a very, very special proposal to Michelle, did so on the cruise, and said with good intention in his heart, we want every one of you to join us for our wedding next year. Enter Carnival, who says, no, 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 we have a maximum number of 100 people who can join you for a wedding. After much begging, borrowing, pleading, and a little economic convincing. No, that sounds like we paid them off. That's not what I mean. We just reminded them about all the business that we bring them every year. And they said, okay, 150, absolutely top maximum. And they simply can't handle more than 150 people in the wedding ceremonies when they're also trying to, maybe you don't know this if it's your first cruise. The cruise comes in the port early in the morning. Everybody gets off the cruise ship. Everybody new gets on the cruise ship, and the whole cruise ship is flipped. All the cabins are cleaned, all of the the food is delivered from port. They go through the whole customs process. They move 2,000 people off and bring 2,000 people on and get them checked into their cabins all in one day. So in the middle of doing all of this, Mike and Michelle will be getting married. So what they do is they bring only the wedding attendees over to the cruise ship and let them board. And even these are people who are both cruising and people who are not cruising. So the first disappointment was we could only have a maximum of 150. But those 150 people will be meeting at the hotel, getting on board a cruise ship and headed over, getting on board a bus and headed over to the cruise ship. So when Mike and Michelle went and they put their list together of people that they wanted and needed to invite on the cruise, they've reached 80 people before they got past their families. They both come from large, wonderful families. They have a lot of close family, friends, and connections. And when they realized that they only had the room to invite 70 cruisers, they were devastated. Mike is still sick about it now. In fact, it's why he's not here talking about it. He's like, I can't face them, you tell them. Being the bearer of bad news around the cruise, the bad news is not everybody can come to the wedding. If you've been invited to the wedding, you've received a Facebook invite, and we want you to meet us before 9 o'clock so you can get on board the bus to go over to the wedding. Mike and Michelle know that they forgot people to invite to the wedding. They just know that they have. They went through the cruise list months ago. People have gotten on at the last minute, and frankly, they're just so sorry, but it's too late now to amend their guest list at all. So they hope and pray that you won't be offended. They invited as many of you as they possibly could. And once they heard that they weren't going to be able to invite all of the cruisers to enjoy the wedding with them, they made some arrangements to have a very special cocktail party on our first night. So we usually have an hour-long cocktail party. They've extended it to 2 hours, and that's about all I have to say about that. And if you feel like you should have been invited and you haven't been, they greatly apologize. They just reached their limit way too soon.
Well, Donna, I must say that you described what is going on way more eloquently and elegantly than I ever could. And so I now feel, and please type into the chat box for those of you that are on live with us, because I know if I would have explained it, we might have had a revolt on our hands. I really agree with you and with Mike that we don't want anyone to feel bad, and we're going to celebrate the whole week long, and we have the reception at 6 p.m. at our Bon Voyage party, and we'll try to of course replay the video from the ceremony. So it's only the ceremony that has to be kept to those numbers,
exactly,
based on logistics concerns. And so Donna, I do want to thank you. We've been kind of considering how to discuss this. There are many people. There are many new people that don't know about the invitation, but maybe heard about it, or they certainly know who Mike is. And there are old friends, and some of our old friends might not be included in the ceremony. And our deepest apologies for that. It's just about logistics of Carnival and making everything work. So yeah, I mean, what more can I say?
Yeah, it really is. And they just discovered the other day they found a person that they forgot was cruising or wasn't on the list, or for some reason they didn't get them when they realized they were on the cruise. Like, oh, they need to be at our wedding, but it's just simply too late for them. They couldn't even amend to have the person that they felt like they forgot that they really wanted. So the last thing that Mike and Michelle want anyone to experience is any sort of negativity for not coming or not being invited to the wedding. Their hands were really tied. They want everyone there. But in lieu of that, they hope that you'll celebrate with them that evening at the cocktail party and throughout the week.
Absolutely. Well said, Donna. Let me go back to the screen share and go back, if I can, to the previous slide and just let everyone know. Is it on me now? Okay. And just let everyone know once again that if you have received an invitation. If you're personal friends and family of Mike or Michelle that are not cruising but just attending the ceremony, you've already been informed to be at our bus at 9 a.m. At the Cadillac. If you have RSVP'd and yes, then and you're staying at the, well, whether you're staying or not, you're certainly if you're on the wedding list, those buses at 9 a.m. are for those people to be transported so that those guests can get on with special clearance for the wedding at 10 a.m. on the ship, and then everyone else, which is really two-thirds, three-quarters or more, the majority of our guests will be coming either on the 11 a.m. buses, or if you're not staying at the Cadillac, then you'll be getting to the pier on your own, driving, taking a cab, an Uber, and we'll talk more about that in a few minutes. But that's the whole logistics setup for now. We've got close to 300 people at the Cadillac Hotel. We've got 70 or 80 people that are not cruising with us that will be meeting us. So we've got a lot going on that first day. We'll move forward. And again, if you have any questions on this, feel free to contact my office, support@marketerscruise.com, if you need clarification on anything concerning this topic. Moving forward, there are many ways to, I get this question now on a regular basis. There are many ways to meet your shipmates well before we get on board. And one of them is there's already a tremendous buzz happening, just about every hour these days on the private Facebook group. But some of you might not even be in the group. So the website to go to join the private community online on Facebook is marketerscruisecommunity.com, and that's where you'll get all the latest updates and a lot of great sharing and tips. Steve Bloom, right? Laura's husband, put together a white paper. Donna, did you see the white paper that Steve did for us?
I saw a post of it this morning, but I haven't seen the paper yet.
Well, the white paper was just advice from a multiple previous cruiser on little tips that maybe we won't cover on this webinar. Little things that he's learned as an attendee over the years, and I thought it was just fabulous. And about 96% accurate, but very good. And so other people are contributing in the posts and threads, warm welcomes for the new marketers, cruisers, and answering questions even before I get to them. That's what kind of a warm, welcoming community we've established, and it's just absolutely wonderful. The next time you'll be able to find each other is at the Miami Cadillac Tiki Bar, or Carrabba's restaurant, Carrabba's Italian restaurant, that's right there at the as part of the hotel. So I'm sure many of us will have some great Italian meals. So it's set up for networking, and then of course on the ship and on stage, Donna, at our meetings, parties, and dinners. Can you explain about that?
Absolutely. We create our networking sessions in such a way, the organized formal sessions that we have in such a way as to give everyone an opportunity to introduce themselves, share a little bit about their business, or ask a question. So, we hope that most everyone gets their moment on stage where they're either sharing or getting their needs met by being able to ask the group a question. So it's my favorite part of the cruise is our networking sessions.
Now, what about the printed directory of VIP guests and the 30-second intros? That was pretty powerful last January, wasn't it?
It was. We have a powerful 1-2 combination that was born out of many years of frustration with trying to meet everybody. It's really hard to meet 400 people. I have to tell you, it not only challenges the best of networkers in terms of keeping people straight and identifying and locating them, but in just personal energy as well. It's very hard to meet 438 we're at now, 438 people, even with an entire week to do so. So one of the methods that we found that worked so well last year, there was just magic born of it was our 30-second intro session, where we give everybody the opportunity to spend just 30 seconds talking about themselves in front of the group. And last year when we had our printed directory and people could skip giving their name and contact information and all of that and just say page 15 or page 172, which did all that work for you. It was a real leapfrog, shortcut, bootstrap, whatever it is you want to call it, to our networking activities. That was the best innovation we've had out of last year's cruise. Our best lesson learned was this awesome printed directory in combination with our 30-second introduction.
So yes, that's awesome, and we're doing it again. So it will be very, very beneficial to everyone who have, of course, submitted their bios and photos to our directory by the deadline or 3 weeks later that we extended the deadline to. If you're not in the directory, don't worry. We've got some blank pages, and you'll just enter yourself on the fly, or people will enter your info on the fly. Finally, well, not finally, there's lots more to come. I normally on these webinars do the housekeeping before the fun stuff, but this year I wanted to do the fun stuff first. So let's talk about the optional private island excursions, because that's another great place to network and really bond and make friendships that last a lifetime. I mean, I know a lot of people want to do joint ventures, but what are the best ships? The best ships are friendships, and friendships first. So, Donna, I commend you, because this is the first year you've taken an action that was quite unexpected. Well, what did you do?
Yes, I've been so horrible in the past. The cruise just sort of snuck up on me, and it would be at the pre-cruise hotel, the night before we're leaving, where I would finally book my shore excursions. But this year, I got it in just under the wire, booked them before the deadline, and I'm very, very excited to let you know that I'll be doing several of the excursions. Can't wait to see if you decide to join me. Last year I did the dolphin experience, and it was just amazing and awesome and wonderful. And I'm looking forward to everything we're doing this year. So, why don't you tell us what that is?
So, if you can see can you see the slide on your screen, Donna?
I see Cozumel, Mexico for the beach party.
So, basically, pretty much most of you, unless there's something specifically that you want to do, other than join us at our biggest off-ship event of the week, that's the beach party. And so we have arranged for this all-inclusive water park, a beautiful place with an unlimited buffet and unlimited drinks and water sports and lots of fun, and our own private section there, and a freshwater pool. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous place called Playa Mia, and we've arranged a private section for those of you that have already booked or are in the process of booking your private excursions through marketersporttrips.com. That's the main thing happening in Cozumel, Mexico. If you don't want to come to our beach party and want to do something on your own, you always have that option. Everything is optional. And you could email our office for a link to other excursions available through the same tour operator. But we really want you guys with us. I think it's something like $60 for the whole day pass for all-inclusive, all your booze, all the buffet, and all the water sports and all the fun. So I know I'm signed up, you're signed up, Donna, everyone else is. So that's great. So that's easy breezy. That's at our first port in Cozumel. Then, hey, Donna, did we do this together a few years ago?
I did this. I don't remember whether it was with you or I think I did it with Robert Allen.
Maybe.
Yeah, a bunch of years ago with Robert Allen. But in either case, both of us have been cave tubing in Belize. It's an awesome experience. It's a little scary because you're going through dark caves. And when I went, I had the really cool experience. I had this huge, big brown butterfly land on my knee and float down the river with me for a little while. So I'm going butterfly catching again.
That sounds awesome. So in Belize, not only do we have the cave tubing, but we have the Altunja ruins, Mayan ruins. We have an interesting tour this year, a private plane. We chartered a private plane to Ambergris Caye, and Ambergris Caye is right where the blue hole, the greatest scuba diving, the greatest natural coral reef in the world is located. And here's a couple of pictures. There's the Great Blue Hole, and there is there's Ambergris Caye. And already we've got 5 or 7, I believe, attendees that have booked the private plane to Ambergris Caye. That's one of the excursions over. I think we need either 5 more people, or maybe we need 7 more people to fill that plane. So if you want to do something completely different, that's something you might want to consider. It's very reasonable. If you've never been to Belize before, I mean, I want to do cave tubing. I know a lot of you are going to be doing the cave tubing. It's a lot of decisions, but that's all available through not through the ship. The ship has their own shore excursions desk with 2,500 other passengers, kind of competing for these tours, but ours are privately arranged just for people in our group. And by now, if you haven't gotten the memo, it's marketersporttrips.com. We'll redirect you at the end of this webinar for those of you that need to.
I just gave them the button, Lou. The button should have just appeared before them.
Yeah, I did the button, but it's in there somewhere. We'll get to the. Should we do the button now?
I got it. Already done.
Oh, thank you. Awesome. So now, going back here, Isla Roatan is a beautiful, unspoiled, non-commercialized island off of the coast of Honduras. So who's going ziplining with me?
I am doing that too. Curtis and I will be ziplining.
And what else do we have here? I think Phyllis is going to be doing this mangrove tour through these canals and see all sorts of wildlife, and there's some kind of tribe, I forget the name, that lives on the other side of Belize, and you get to see the way they live, and you get to see some monkeys and wild birds, and that's interesting as well. Some pretty cool things. Oh my goodness, talk about decisions. Donna, look at this. You mentioned about, oh my God, I myself am torn, and I haven't booked, I can't figure out what I want to do, because look at all of these choices in Grand Cayman Island. There's Stingray City, Turtles, you could run right into hell and back, there's the name of a town in Grand Cayman, and then they have the dolphin encounter that you and Phyllis did last year, and I was running around trying to repair broken eyeglasses. So Donna, these are big decisions.
These are big decisions. If you've never gotten up close and personal with a stingray, they're like a big giant shiitake mushroom. They're sort of spongy, and they're really lovable and oddly cuddly. They're pretty awesome, actually. And the same with dolphins. They're just so sweet and smart and cute, and it's amazing how well they train them. That's a tough decision, but I don't even know about the turtles. I've never been to the turtle thing, but if you get to pet a big cool turtle like that, that's pretty awesome too. Yeah, there's a lot to do in Grand Cayman Island. I also remember visiting one time I was there a rum cake factory and get to see delicious Tortuga rum cake being made, and lots and lots to do on Grand Cayman. Or you could just go visit your bank.
Oh, that's great. Bring a suitcase full of money to deposit in Grand Cayman, right? You may have to consider that for those that have had a good year. Now, at this point, Donna, I want to ask you to please check if you can, check the admin of Webinar Jam to see if I've set this for 60 minutes or 90 minutes.
There is no end time. You could, oh man, I wish I hadn't said that to you. Oh, the words that I wish I could take back. Unfortunately, there will be no hook stopping you from ending this webinar. Webinar Jam goes for 8 hours, which is the limit that Google Hangouts is. So don't worry about getting cut off. You only risk losing people's attention if you go for too long.
Well, folks, then let's get this party started. And let's begin the webinar. Okay, moving right along. Here it is. Here's the link. So the only way, Donna, to book, if you haven't done so already, and that means about 60% of you that haven't, the only way to be part of our excursions that we're all going on is to book online in advance and not through the ship, which will put you with strangers that I'm sure are very lovely people as well, but you won't be with your bestest marketers buddies in the world. So if you want these private, more intimate excursions, go through marketersporttrips.com. It's right there on your screen. We'll redirect you at the end of this 8-hour webinar and to the page as well. And there are only a few days left to sign up. The deadline is January 20th for those tours that are not sold out and they're not available on board. And what's going to happen? What happens every year on the ship when people don't listen to our, don't read the emails and don't tune into this webinar? What happens?
They can't go on the excursions with us. It's really very simple. It's very, very near impossible to get on them if you don't do it in advance. They're stuck with all the excursions available from Carnival itself, which are great. They're phenomenal experiences, but if you've been to a Carnival excursion and you've been to one of ours, there's a world of night and day difference. And the primary reason is with our excursions, you're going with a group of other cool marketers and people you may not have met yet. You get to have a marketing experience while you're flying through the air from the treetops, instead of being with other cruisers, people you have nothing in common with.
Totally, totally. So, you know, it sounds like a big plug. And, you know, this is I don't own the tour company. I'm not the tour operator. This is a third-party organization, a company that we contract with to set this up just to make the experience better. And you know, we all enjoy these tours. Now, certainly you can do whatever you'd like at any of the islands. You don't have to do any tours at all. You can jump in a cab. You can rent a car. You can do whatever you like. It's your vacation. So we won't feel bad. We won't be hurt if you don't join us. But we're just letting you know how you can and must if you want to join us.
And that's for the entire cruise. There is nothing on this cruise that is mandatory. It's your vacation. Join us for as much or as little of it as you want. We just sort of let you know where we're going to be and what we'll be doing at any given time.
Exactly, exactly. So, yeah, that's awesome. What happens next, folks, you've heard me say this in the past, what happens next is everything. So just now let's get to the housekeeping. We did the fun stuff. Let's get to some housekeeping. And by the way, consider about the fun stuff. There are 52 viewers on the live webinar right now. Probably another 100 will come and check it out. Hi, everybody. We'll have a replay. This thing is being recorded, isn't it?
Yes.
By the way, I just clicked on present to everyone. Mm-hmm. So does that mean that everyone was not seeing the slides all of this time?
No, they've been seeing them. I've got your back, Lou.
Oh, thank you. Thank God, and thank you. Okay, so for our international guests, if you have not done this yet, please, it's now o'clock. Our international guests from outside of the U.S. need to, even if you're from a visa waiver nation, you need to fill out your electronic system for travel authorization form online at this link. Donna, maybe you could type that link into the chat box or make a button or something like that.
Sure.
And that's the link for international guests for ESTA, E-S-T-A, which is mandatory. As far as ID needed for USA citizens, residents of the United States and Canada, passports are preferred. Passports, especially for Canada. But for U.S. citizens, the cruise line will still accept, you know, it's not suggested or recommended, but they still will accept the combination of your driver's license and original or raised seal birth certificate. Original or raised seal birth certificate. Now, I do see questions coming in, and we'll get to them in a few minutes, Patty and Daryl and everyone. No, Canadians do not need ESTA, Daryl, that's true. But everyone else does. So if you really don't want to get stuck on an island without your passport, so even though they will let you on and off with your birth certificate and driver's license, you really want to try to have your passports, you know, valid passports. Imagine, you know, missing the ship, partying too much in Cozumel, and then you can't get back home. So you don't want that happening. The next housekeeping issue is probably my most frequently asked question, and it's been all this weekend and all for the last week, and I know will be my biggest question, and that's how do I do the online check-in, and what's my booking number, and how do I get my boarding passes? Everything's electronic. You are not receiving anything in the mail, and everything is digital. So here's what we need you to do. First of all, you need your booking number. This is the link that I put, a special backdoor link that I put together so you don't have to go through 5 more screens for Carnival to get information that's not needed. If you go directly to this link, carnivalcheckin.marketerscruise.com, you'll notice they ask for your booking number, your legal name, your date of birth. The ship is the Carnival Splendor. The sale date is January 25th. If you don't have your booking number, check your emails for your last paid in full invoice from my office, and your booking number is there. We've probably sent it to you 2 or 3 times. Check emails from us. Check emails with the words paid in full invoice, or Marketer's Cruise invoice, or Carnival invoice, and you will find it. If you still don't have your booking number, then please don't message me on Facebook. Please contact my office, support@marketerscruise.com, and they'll get you a copy of your invoice. They'll get you your booking number. We will reopen on Monday morning, and they will see your email, and they will help you. But in the meantime, check your emails for your booking number. You should have it. Now, the most important thing is, you'll see I've outlined in red here, is your online check-in. If you are joining us on our private excursions just for the marketers, this area here is not ours. These are the ship's excursions. And all of these other things you'll find are just the ship's natural upsells to try to get you to have a better time and spend more money. But the most important thing you need to be concerned with is this right here, the online check-in. So once you enter your information, you'll go to the next screen, and the next screen will look like this. Once again, all you're really concerned with, we just grayed out, use the sample booking of the Smiths. These are real guests on our upcoming cruise. I just blocked out their booking number. But what you will need to concern yourself with is, you see this big cruise checklist? Book shore excursions. Again, that's not our private excursions. The fun shop, spa and salon services you could worry about when you get on board, making restaurant reservations, not necessary in advance, not necessary online. The only thing that you need to worry about is the online check-in and to print your documents, and not all of these other things here. You can read about them later, but don't be distracted by them. Just get to your online check-in and print documents. The next screen that you should see looks like this. In this case, it's Michelle and Glenn Smith. You'll see your booking number here. You'll see your stateroom here. That's your cabin number. And you'll see your names. And if you are traveling as a couple or as a family, you'll want to check in probably for all guests. But if you're in a roommate situation where you're sharing a cabin, then please only check in for yourself. Select yourself from this list here and click on Get Started. One of the reasons why you need to be careful doing this is because of this little button here that says Onboard Expenses, Set Up an Account. You only want to give your credit card and your passport information for you or those that you authorize to be spending money on your account. So if it's for your family, you might be just setting up one credit card for all of the guests in your family. But if it's 2 roommates, you only want to do this for yourself, and then your roommate will come in and do this as well. Donna, did I clarify that well enough?
Absolutely. Yep.
Thank you. Thank you. Again, people run into snags with this, and they wind up emailing us, and I just wanted to get that out of the way. This housekeeping is very important that you do this before the cruise and not a day before the cruise. Try to do it at least this week or next week so it's not a last-minute thing. This will get you expedited onto the ship as quickly as possible so we can meet each other up on the Lido deck for a nice lunch and start the vacation. If by some chance there's some kind of a glitch or a snag and you spend more than 15 minutes, or you're in some other country where you can't access this, don't worry. You'll still be allowed on board. You'll just have to fill out these forms when you get to the pier. It's much easier to do it in advance online and print out your boarding pass. If you run into a number of glitches and you can't get through, don't get frustrated. Just bring with you your invoice, the paid in full invoice that we sent you, as proof that you're booked, and your ID, your passport or what have you, and you'll still be able to get on the cruise if you're not able to print these boarding passes. Again, it'll be much easier and faster if you do. You'll also be able to print luggage tags. If, again, you're unable to print your luggage tags, there will be extra tags at the ship to put on your luggage. Don't sweat the small stuff, but try to get this done. It's much, much appreciated. If you are meeting us on the ship, our ship is the Carnival Splendor at the Port of Miami, and we are setting sail on Sunday, January 25th. Now, that's for the 200 people that I don't know where you are, what hotel you're staying at, if you're flying in that morning, if you're coming into Fort Lauderdale, if you're staying in downtown Miami, if you're not at the host hotel, if you're driving to the pier, if you're parking at the pier charges $20 per day to park your car. If you just Google discounted Port of Miami parking or parking near Port of Miami, you'll find many, many alternates for half that price. So it's $10 a day or $8 or $12 if you don't park at the pier. Most competitors provide free shuttle transportation for the 5 minutes it takes you to get to our ship. That's another question we get all the time about the parking. So if you're driving, that's the scoop. The best times to board. Donna, what are the best times to board for those that are just meeting us at the ship?
As early as you possibly can to enjoy all of the pre-sailing activities. They start serving lunch right away. You can get used to walking around the ship. You're going to be lost and confused for a while, so you can sort of wander around and see what everything is and try to get your bearings before we set sail. So, and it's after 11, right, Lou?
Right. The best times to board are between 11 and 1. As soon as the ship clears customs, and to avoid the crowds. Really, you want to get there between 12 and 1. A little bit before 12 is fine, and that'll work out just fine. Even if it says on your boarding documents, board between 1 and 3, pay no attention to that. And of course, don't come after 3, because we don't want them lifting the gangplank and setting sail without you. Even though we depart at 4, they start closing those entrances to the ship at 3:30. You do not want to come at 5 minutes to 4 saying, "Let me on the ship." It's not going to happen. Of course, again, if the first time we see you is on the ship, then you want to come to our Bon Voyage orientation meeting and welcome reception and the toast to the newlyweds, Mike and Michelle, at 6 p.m. at the El Morocco Lounge. Finally, how will we know it's you? Well, you will get a Bon Voyage goodie bag in your cabin upon embarkation, a zippered tote bag, beach bag that contains a lot of identifiers, one of which is mandatory for all guests to wear for the entire week. That's this nice blue metallic VIP waterproof wristband. That gets you into all of our private dining, into our networking events, into our meetings, into our parties. That's how the ship knows who's part of our group. That's how we know that you belong, and that's how you can identify each other when you're not wearing your T-shirts, which you won't wear every day all week long, or the other little tchotchkes. We've got buttons and sun visors, which you won't wear all the time, or your name badges. It's about 6 different identifiers, but at very least, for the first day, especially for the first meeting, your name badge and your VIP wristband. Does that make sense, Donna?
It does. It does. And for especially the ladies, but even the men who may be resistant to wearing one of these plastic wristbands the whole time, especially when you're dressed for dinner or on the elegant evening, you don't want that plastic wristband. Just secure it on, but a little loose so you can pull it over your hand when you're all dressed up to go out, but make sure you have it on when you come back for any of our sessions or when we're meeting together, or really just when yeah, I sort of treat mine like an on and off switch. If it's on my wrist, it means I'm on and ready to socialize, and if it's off my wrist, it maybe means I'm looking for a little peace and quiet.
Right, you can certainly hide out instead of hang out if you want to. So that's
right.
very, very important. You know, you'll find the wristbands in the program and directory, and we need you to wear them, and your name badges to our networking events and meetings. Last minute tips for smooth sailing. Help me out on some of these, Donna.
Sure.
About internet access on and off the ship, Donna.
Well, there's always internet access in the port. That's the easiest, cheapest way to find internet access on the ship. There's internet access on the ship. It is at ridiculously slow, like worse than dial-up speeds. You'll be incredibly frustrated if you want to use it, and it's not very cost-effective. It's extremely expensive. It's very frustrating. I say do what I do, which is completely unplug for the week you're on your cruise. Set up some autoresponders for your email that says you're out of town, and your voicemail and says you'll get back to them in a week if you can. Give some emergency alternatives to people, but if you can possibly stay off the internet, I highly recommend it because, frankly, it sucks.
Well, you know, I agree, but I will say for those that have to be tethered 24/7, and you know, we have some friends like that, right? That it is still cheaper to make a Skype call from your smartphone from a Wi-Fi connection that you pay 35 to 75 cents per minute, rather than the $2 a minute it would cost you if you just made a regular cell phone call from the ship. And so another thing is if someone really needs to reach you, you can turn off data roaming and data push downloads on your smartphone because you don't want a $1,000 bill to incur, but you can still get text messages either for free or for 10 cents incoming, depending upon who your provider is, and you can do outgoing text messages for 50 cents right off of your smartphone. So again, and it's much cheaper internet access at each port of call, and if you have the Skype app, you can make phone calls anywhere around the world. So I'd probably suggest that. So those are some tips for people that actually want to make phone calls through their carrier. You can call your supplier and turn on international or world calling. Let them know that we will be on the Carnival Splendor, and let them know the ports of call we are visiting, and you'll get a reduced rate on your actual phone calls. But in this age of technology, email, text, and Skype, there's not much need for that at all. Just want to cover all the bases. Next, we have what to pack in your carry-on and check luggage. Donna, this is a frequently asked question.
This is a frequently asked question, and my advice is always pack more than you think you will need. You won't regret it. There are laundry facilities on board, but in my view, who wants to spend time during their vacation when there's so much vacationing and networking that's going on to do household chores? They also have a laundry service, so about halfway through the cruise, you could give them a bag of stuff to launder for you, and they deliver it 2 days later if that's necessary. But my solution to all of that is just bring an extra suitcase. Pack a lot of stuff. Pack for all sorts of weather, because you never know what you're going to experience. We hope that it's going to be warm and sunny and balmy the whole time, but that's not always the case. The evenings, especially out on a cruise ship when we're traveling quickly to try to get from one port to another, they can get a little cold, a little chilly at night. So definitely bring some sort of wrap or sweater for the evenings, sweatshirt. Also, even during the sessions, that they're inside, and for whatever reason they believe that air conditioning should be, at ridiculously low temperatures. We don't have control over those sorts of things on the cruise ship. We can ask them to turn it up or turn it down, but it doesn't work fast enough, and it's generally a lesson in futility. Instead, we just ask you to bring some warm fuzzy socks, to bring a sweatshirt, and just be prepared for all sorts of weather type experiences. Lots of people bring snorkel gear, but there's certainly plenty of snorkel gear to rent in the ports and on your excursions. Bring more bathing suits than you need to think, and plastic bags to wrap them in on the way home so your wet bathing suits aren't getting all your other clothes all moldy in the process. Well, bring some, there are 2 formal nights on the cruise, so you can certainly wear the same thing. Elegant evenings, yes, they don't call them formal anymore, that's right. 2 elegant evenings, and no one will laugh at you, point and laugh if you're wearing the same thing both nights, but you certainly can bring 2 different amazing designs for those evenings. I like to dress for dinner every night. I just sort of feel it adds an air of elegance to everything, so I bring 7 dresses with me so that I have a different dress to wear every night. I try to consolidate a little on the shoes. You may only see 2 or 3 pairs of those. Oh, and our white hot party, our white hot costume party, you can come as whatever you want as long as it's white. So if it means taking your carnival sheets, and don't tell them I told you to cut a hole in them, but cutting a hole in them so you could be a ghost. No, don't do that. Do not do that. Or if you dress up as a bunny rabbit or a, I don't know, other white things, snowman, or I don't know. We're going to have a lot of bunny rabbit and snowman costumes. Curtis wants to go rent one of those big plastic stormtrooper costumes because he just loves the stormtroopers. But I don't relish the idea of having a suitcase for another full day, the suitcase the whole time just to carry around a big-ass stormtrooper costume.
That would be cool, though.
Wouldn't it be cool?
It would be very, very cool. Well, Donna, there's also the... I'm sorry, Don?
Do we have a list for people of what they should pack or things to remember to pack?
Somewhere it's been posted somewhere. I'll try to dig it out and repost it on the Facebook group.
Yeah, it might be there in the Facebook group under documents. I know people have compiled over time lists or suggestions of things to pack. But my biggest advice in that regard is just pack a bigger suitcase than you think you need and bring more than you think you need and just pay for porters to carry it for you.
Now, as a man, I'm going to differ with you. I'm going to basically say the opposite and say bring way less than you need. No. I'm going to agree with you on this one. Because I pack way more than I need. Yeah, I do. I pay those extra fees at the airport for the extra luggage. No doubt about it. But also what's important is on the day that we embark is that you'll be separated from your luggage for several hours from when they take your luggage and get to the cabin. So this is something I don't want to forget to mention. Anything that's important, like medications for that day, certainly your passport, anything that you're going to need between getting on the ship at noon and dinner time, please have in your carry-on bags because you might not see your luggage until right before dinner. And what we don't want is for you to be in your room, in your cabin, just waiting for the luggage to come or calling to the front desk in a panic that you haven't gotten your luggage. It takes them several hours to get the luggage to the right destinations. And so we want you to begin enjoying your vacation. Go have lunch up at the Lido deck, as soon as you get on, and have everything that you need just for those next few hours. Now, let's move forward. Okay, lots of questions on the Facebook group about laundry and hair dryers and blenders and booze. And the answer is the jury's still out as far as those magic bullets. It's kind of 50-50. Many people have cruised with a little portable magic bullet if you do your own juicing and blending. Hair dryers, there is a hair dryer in every cabin, but there's only a couple of sockets, so there's not a lot of electricity in these cabins. So if you're planning on bringing large electronic objects other than your laptop and your shaver for men, I would say some people bring extension cords, but you could risk having those gadgets confiscated and given back to you at the end of the sailing. It's not a hotel room. It's a cruise cabin. And I agree with Donna about the laundry, even though there is a laundry room there and an ironing board. Who wants to do your own laundry? And as far as booze is concerned, now, I don't drink. I know it seems like I do, but I don't. I'm just on this natural high. And so the only thing we smuggle on board Phyllis smuggles like ginger ale, and I bring on a bunch of iced tea and waters, and there's we seem to have been okay with bringing on a limited amount of beverages. I know that you could bring on 1 bottle of wine, not 2. As Steve said in that white paper, I think it's 1 per person, and anything else that you buy duty free in the islands or at the gift shop will be held for you until the end of the cruise. You really can't, be your own bar on the cruise ship, Donna, unless you've experienced differently.
I have not experienced differently entirely. There's rumor that, and I'm sure that you can Google this to find out exact information along this line, but I've heard that food coloring and vodka in a mouthwash bottle will pass muster, and you'll be able to, pun intended, and you'll be able to get that on the ship. I've heard mixed results with that, so your mileage may vary, and certainly there are many articles online that you can read about smuggling things on the cruise, including something called a wine bra. What was it called? The wine bra, or the, I don't know. It was just it was some sort of bra that you could wear and put it held a whole bottle of wine, and you could use that to get it on the cruise if you wanted to. Mostly, I think that just be prepared to spend a little more for alcohol than you would normally, and have a good time and not worry about it too much.
Well, there are your cutting-edge black hat strategies from Donna that I can't say yay or nay on, because I'm bonded by the policies and procedures of Carnival Cruise Lines, and boy, this is going up on YouTube, isn't it? I could be disbarred. Anyway, moving forward, there's been some great discussion about all of this. Like I said before, prepaid gratuities for your wait staff, the busboy, your waiter, the maitre d', the cabin steward that cleans your room and makes your bed like twice a day, or that's all been covered. It's all included in your package, and you've already paid it. It's all done for you. So don't worry about that when they, when you check in and they say, how would you like the gratuities taken care of? You could say they've already been paid. However, having said that, I always find that taxis in these islands never have change for a 20. If you need a couple of bucks for a tip to a baggage handler, whether it be at the airport or the cruise port, no one has change for a 20. So I make sure to bring a roll of singles and fives to get me through the week. The U.S. dollar is accepted in every place that we go to, but you don't want to get change in the currency of a particular island, if there is a separate currency. You basically want to have small bills ready. So that's a good tip to avoid standing in line for an hour at the purser's desk on the cruise ship on day 1 because you forgot to change out. So and finally, well, there's no such thing as finally with me, but next, look for our Marketers Cruise angels, Belinda, Nancy, and Susie. Yes, we will miss our old angels, Bernadette and Leonarda and Vanessa, who unfortunately cannot attend this year, and we hope they'll be back with us again. But this year it's Belinda, Nancy, and Susie at our extreme hospitality desk 30 minutes prior to each event. You'll see them there wearing their staff angel t-shirts. Folks, wow. What happens next is everything. Time for some Q&A, and I see a lot of action going. I haven't been really glancing at it. Donna, you probably have access to the chat roll, so I see a bunch of questions. Donna, can you kind of pick and choose what we'd like to address?
I can handle that. I've handled most of the questions, taken care of them. Somebody asked about whether or not their cruise confirmation number is the same as their booking number, and I said I thought it was. You can confirm that, right?
The answer is yes, but it's not your invoice number. Your booking number or confirmation number will have 3 letters and 3 digits in it. If you see your number with numbers and letters, you've got the right one.
Got it. So, does Carnival have a program to take your bags from the ship to the airport on the morning that we get in?
That's a great question, and yes, they do have for certain airlines. When you go to their desk by, I think, Wednesday night or before and let them know you want their luggage forwarding service, they have it for Miami, and they may have it for Fort Lauderdale as well. Not for all airlines, but check with them at the front desk the first couple of days of the cruise and ask if you can participate in the luggage forwarding service, so that on the last night of the cruise, your luggage is packed and left outside your cabin, and then next time you see it is actually at your home city destination.
That's awesome. And you will have to reconnect with your luggage. I mean, the last night of the cruise, they pick it up outside your cabin. They send it all through customs for you, and then you reconnect it with your luggage before you actually go through the customs routine. So, and then at that point, you would put it on whatever service. But even with the transfers they have to the airport, they just have big buses, so you can take a Carnival Cruise airport transport, and they'll put your luggage on a bus and take you over to the airport.
So I just want to advise and clarify about what Donna just said, because I'm always recommended to not use the Carnival transfers to get away from the ship, and here's why. Basically, it takes forever to load up 57 people and their luggage. There are ample cabs and shuttle vans, shared ride vans, right outside on the pier, so that when you identify your luggage, you just get one of those. It's maybe 10 or 15 bucks. It's not going to be much more expensive. It'd probably be the same price as you would do with the Carnival transfers, and you pretty much can get going. If you have a flight before noon, you need to advise the front desk that you need special permission for priority disembarkation. If you have followed our advice and made your flights for after 12 noon, 1, 2, or 3 o'clock, then there'll be no worries. As far as the luggage forwarding, let me explain again. Actually, Donna, you might not know this, that if you use the luggage forwarding service and you put your luggage out at midnight, the night before we depart, you'll be given special tags. You actually won't need to do any of that. You don't have to go and find your luggage and give it to another service. If you utilize the and they charge you for this, it's like $20 or something. If you utilize the luggage forwarding service, if it applies to your airline and you're eligible for it, you don't have to do anything other than get off the ship at leisure and go through customs with your ID, and that's it. Go have more fun in Miami if you'd like. If you've got a delayed flight or something. But it's a very, very a comfortable procedure for those that can take advantage of it.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't realize that, and my flight out isn't until 8 p.m., so I may use that this year to get rid of my luggage and then go, like you said, enjoy Miami for a while.
Right. Again, if they have it available for that flight, for that airline, et cetera, but do check with them, because that's, especially if you have a late flight, that's a comfortable alternative than to dragging your luggage with you to the airport. Do we have any other questions?
Yep, there are a few that have come in. So one question is, do you know whether the Cadillac Hotel has a shuttle from the airport to the hotel? Marriott's usually do, but sometimes beach hotels don't.
Yeah, because this year the host hotel is down on Miami Beach and not in downtown Miami near the port, the answer is no. So when you get into Miami, you need to make your way to the Cadillac if you're staying there on your own. And one economical way of going from either Miami Airport or Fort Lauderdale, if you're flying into Fort Lauderdale, is to take the shared ride Super Shuttle. Now, they may be called the Airport Express, or it could be called the Super Shuttle, depending upon which airport you're at. But they're these big blue vans that are right outside on the curb, right outside luggage. So when you get to Florida, you can just go and get yourself a Super Shuttle or an Airport Express and tell them the exact hotel you're going to, and they'll get you right there. If you're going straight to the ship, then that means you've flown in on the morning of sailing against our recommendations. We hope your flight is not delayed and not canceled. We want you to get on board as quickly as you can. So for those people on Sunday morning, just flying in on Sunday morning, just jump in a cab and say, take me to the Port of Miami, cruise ship Carnival Splendor.
So, and the same for transportation from the shipped to the post-cruise hotel, right? Just wait in line for a taxi to take it to, if you're going to stay with us for the post-cruise hotel. We're not going to arrange any sort of shuttle there, are we?
Correct. I'm going to see, I'm going to see next week if we have enough people that we can arrange that. We might, but I think actually we have 40. We might need 50, but I'll see if we could do that, and if not, I'll make announcements later or on the ship to just be able to take a cab back there or shared ride vans.
Okay. Scott asked, how do you attach the luggage tags as there are 8.5 by 11 printed pages? That's a great question. One thing you can do is you can actually cut the tags and then put them on your luggage and staple them shut. Or I prefer to fold the tags so that they have a little more weight and body. So just sort of fold it so that it's a long strip and then put it on your luggage and staple it shut.
And if all else fails, you know what, why don't I come in here and show my pretty face as well. Yeah. So if all, and I'll unwhite box me. So if all else fails and you don't want to fiddle around with the luggage tags, they will have actual cardboard luggage tags at the pier when the baggage handlers take your luggage, and all you need to do is know your cabin number, and they'll write your cabin number on the tag, and you'll be good to go. So don't worry.
Here's another question, Lou. Are there any vaccines needed?
Not for any of the island destinations we're visiting. All is good.
I do want to say another thing about the luggage for people who are coming to the wedding. So if you've been invited to the wedding and you'll be on that earlier bus, you're going to be separated from your luggage for several hours. Unfortunately, you can't get access to your cabin at that time. They won't even board the luggage yet because they're still in the process of taking the people off of the cruise ship that are leaving from the previous cruise. So be prepared to show up that morning dressed for the wedding, a nice casual cruise, elegant outfit for the wedding, and you will be separated from your stuff for quite some time. So you might want to maybe throw some shorts and a t-shirt into a small backpack, a pair of flip-flops for changing a little bit later until you can get access to your cabin, which usually isn't until maybe 3 that day, Lou?
No, it'll be earlier than that. We're hoping to have access by 1 or 2 o'clock or earlier. We'll see how it goes on that day.
Yeah, you could always sneak yourself in. Again, Carnival's watching, but officially we don't get access until after lunchtime. So maybe that's 1 or 2.
I didn't say anything.
Let's see. Is there a carry-on service before the cruise that carries the luggage onto the cruise for us?
Yeah, there are porters that will take your luggage, and it'll be helpful for you to have a couple of bucks to give them to take good care of your luggage. Sure.
So, do you know if on any of the islands that we're visiting, if there's mosquito-borne disease precautions, or do we need special sort of immunizations, bug sprays, concerned? What's the bad stuff that's going to happen to us, Lou?
Well, when it gets dark, mosquitoes come out. They're kind of large, and they love to bite into sweet meat. Donna, you have some sweet meat, right?
That is true. Mosquitoes love me.
I knew it. They don't really like me. I'm not that sweet.
I actually take extra niacin when I go to places with a lot of mosquitoes because they don't like the taste of niacin. So they'll go bit once and then they'll fly off.
There are no special health warnings or advisories, or else I would have heard about it and you would have heard about it by now. So all is good in that respect, except common sense and common caution. That's all.
And a little bit more than what you ordinarily would as you go about your day. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. There's Purell stations everywhere with the antibacterial Purell. You are in close spaces with 2,000 people, so just be smart about it. And it's in the middle of winter where people are coming from cold climates. They're battling with their own sniffles and coughs and headaches, and just be smart. Take lots of vitamin C, vitamin D, take your vitamins, take your probiotics. Try not to drink too much, get some good sleep, just ordinary health precautions. We do have a cruise flu that many of us get every time we go on the cruise, and mostly it's from going too hard, not getting enough sleep, not eating well, just throwing our bodies for a loop, all that plane travel. So take care of yourself. Just be smart about it.
Absolutely. By the way, I have a, oh, now I'm out of focus. I have a special guest co-host that came in wanting to say hi. She cannot attend the actual cruise. No matter how much I try to twist Carnival's arms, they will not allow Cocoa Puff. They will not allow Cocoa Puff to join us. But Coco, you're broadcasting to the world.
That's awesome.
That's Cocoa Puff. I will miss her terribly. Any other questions?
Let's see. There's Belinda. Yes, it is a niacin supplement. She wanted, is that niacin that you take as a supplement? Yeah, I take a niacin, and if they have a no flush option available, people who take a lot of niacin break out in this red Hy-Vee flush. I like the flush. It's very good for you. It's from your arteries dilating and letting more blood flow into your body. If you don't like the flush, there's no flush version available. Take that. It works great for mosquitoes. Dr. Joe says he's going to bring some organic bug spray for people who need it. Oh, someone's asking about the water. Do you have to drink bottled water, or can you drink any of the water? You want to take this? You want me to take it?
Well, I avoid in Mexico drinking the water or eating salads.
Yeah, I definitely avoid it when we're on the islands. I avoid drinking the water, and even I'm cautious about ice cubes when we're on islands. But on the cruise ship, everything is filtered, and I've discovered on every Carnival cruise ship that I've been on, the water in the gym is filtered more than the water from every other station. So if you can bring your water bottle to the gym and fill it, it's like triple filtered, nice clean water there. I have a water bottle.
Phyllis, honey, how many bottles of bottled water can we smuggle onto the ship into our cabin? Phyllis is not there. Okay, because she's in charge of the beverage smuggling.
I seem to recall it's like a small case. You can bring a 12-pack of small bottles or something like that on. So.
Yeah, and of course they sell. You have a little mini fridge in the room, and they try to sell you bottled water and beverages and things like that. But so a lot of the soft drinks are included, but not bottled water. There's water available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bottled water, not soft drinks. So here are the beverages that are free. There's coffee and tea all the time at stations. There's iced tea and lemonade and not fruit punch, iced tea and lemonade all the time available for free. There is bottled water you have to pay for. It's not very expensive. I'm actually always shocked at how inexpensive it is to buy a round of drinks at the bar or a bottle of water here and there. So wouldn't worry too much about that. And definitely in port, you can find them for very inexpensively. So bottled water is not really a problem. If you bring a refillable bottle, refill it in the gym. There was one more thing that I had to say. Oh, I'm a seltzer water drinker. I like club soda. And they have those frequent soda drinker bracelets or cards, right, Lou? Where you pay a flat fee. I think it was like $30 or $50 or something like that, and you get to drink all of the sodas that you want. So if you're a soda drinker, you can get that. But I actually get it because I drink seltzer water and club soda, which is bottled, and of course it's filtered, and it's just a little fizzy water. So that's the cheapest way for me to get water.
Phyllis drinks a lot. Phyllis, honey, are you here?
I'm naked.
She's naked, so don't go on camera.
I don't want to scare everybody.
Honey, don't go any further. What's the deal with smuggling beverages?
You can bring 2 12-packs of soda.
We could bring 2 12-packs of canned or bottled sodas.
Canned sodas.
Canned sodas.
Right.
What about bottled water? Don't we usually?
Bottled water as well.
How much bottled water? We can't bring a whole luggage full of bottles.
Like bottled water or soda. Like
So it's 12 pack.
one bottled water.
One 12-pack of bottled water, one 12-pack of soda or seltzer. I see, and that's it.
Yeah.
Anything beyond that is pushing our luck.
Yeah, which I smuggle in the suitcase.
She smuggles in the suitcase. Is it in checked luggage or in carry-on luggage? It's in checked luggage, right?
Checked luggage, and then you can bring it to the dining room and just ask for a glass of ice.
And then bring it to the dining room and ask for a glass of ice. So we've never had a problem with that, right?
Never.
Yeah. You know, I've only been in the cruise business for 15 years, and we send thousands of people on cruises, but sometimes what really happens and what's published in their guidelines is a little bit different. So it's a moving target. It's a moving target, but yeah, I think that's the deal on bottled water. I wouldn't drink water in Mexico for sure, and I wouldn't drink tap water in any of the other places anyway.
Yeah, it's sort of like going through security. Your mileage may vary. I've gone through security before and had a big 12-ounce bottle of water in my bag, and nobody said anything. Forgot it was there. Nobody said anything. I got on the plane, no problem at all. I've gone through security and had my peanut butter taken away. So, you know, it just depends on what person you have controlling the search and seizure activities at the moment.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. I see a question from Patty. Is the bags program connected to Carnival or the airlines if we want more information? That's connected. It's directly through Carnival, and you'll get information on the ship. If I can find any more information out about that, I'll publish a link in the Facebook group.
That's about all when it comes to the questions. So if you've got another question, want to type it in very quickly. We are nearing the end of this webinar. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. Is it one 12-pack per person or per cabin? I'd say per cabin.
I think you could, yeah, 2 12-packs per cabin.
2 12-packs per cabin. I wouldn't push it beyond that. And let me go back to screen share at this point and get to the other half of this webinar. I'm joking. Just to the end slide.
Good.
And here we go. So in conclusion, see you soon in paradise. Safe travels. We can't wait to welcome you aboard. If you still need help, there you go. marketerscruise.com/before you go. marketerscruisecommunity.com. If all else fails, email my office, support@marketerscruise.com. And now let's see, Donna. I think we got to... Oh, okay. One last question there, Donna. Will you help me with that while I...
Sure. Can you repeat what to do if you're having a flight leaving at noon to expedite getting on and off through customs? Kathy, the cruise has gotten it down to a complete science. They run a very, very tight operation. They run a very tight ship. They have it down to a science. So what you do that morning is the night before or 2 nights before, they have options to disembark early. So there are options to disembark very, very early or get off of the first section. You just go down to the bursar's desk, I guess it's called there, and tell them you have an early flight, and they'll give you the best options to make sure that you get to your flight. If you're really, really concerned about it, if you've got a very early flight before noon and you want to make sure that you get off, you can choose to carry off your own luggage and not check it. If you carry off your own luggage, as soon as we clear customs in Miami that morning, and I'm talking by 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning, you'll be able to walk off the ship with your own luggage. So definitely ask at the cruise line whether or not they think that you should be walking off with your own luggage, or if you get off with them on their first segment, that'll be fine, and if they'll make sure that you get off at the right time, and if not, you can walk off with your own luggage and be sure to get to the airport in time, no problem at all.
Okay, awesome. Now for my own edification, Donna, even though we've already gone way over the 60 minutes planned, I think we had some good information on this one.
There was
I've
also
never-
a LinkedIn question. Somebody asked if we had a LinkedIn group, and we do not.
No, just Facebook. We did set up a Twitter page, but we never got any traction on that, so everyone's on Facebook. So, okay, I'm really loving this webinar jam, this jammy thing that we're doing today. Very, very cool. I created some polls that I wanted to do at the top of the session. I wanted to see how this works. So for those 43 of you that are still on with us, I have these four quick questions to ask you. Let's see how this works. And one is, now how do I do this? I just check mark one of them or check mark all of them?
Check mark one and then start poll. And
So check mark one and then start poll. And now I can't see it, but it should say, now where does the poll come up? I don't see the question.
It does. Is this your first Marketer's Cruise? So for you, it's probably down a little bit past the, remember we had to scroll down in your window because your window was too small?
So now people can answer. If you guys are still on with us, can you please answer? I'd just like to kind of get a little idea of the answers and how the polling works on this platform.
And polling is coming in right now. You don't see it until you click the End Poll button.
And will I be able to see the results later, or how can I see the results?
Go ahead and click End Poll.
So I'm going to click End Poll right now. And now I ended the poll, but I don't see any answers or results.
Oh, they show on my screen. And it says 50% have said yes and 50% had said no, it is not their first. So we're about 50-50.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see it now. I just expanded my screen. Okay.
Yeah, so
now let me ask the next question. Oh, this is cool.
Yeah, I didn't know. Actually, this is cool for me because even though I'm the head of support for Webinar Jam, I didn't realize that it doesn't publish the results to everyone else.
It's only publishing it to us?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
So now I just asked the second question. Do you see the question on your screen?
I do. Are you staying at our pre-cruise host hotel, the Marriott Cadillac in Miami Beach?
So everybody please answer that, and we'll soon find out the results of that. I think we'll just give this an extra 30 seconds.
30 seconds is way too long, though.
I thought it takes 30 seconds for them to hear what we're saying. No?
No, it's going to be in real time. They will catch up.
The polls are in real time. Oh, okay. That's cool. Really? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. How could the polls be in real time but we're delayed?
I'll explain it to you later.
Okay. So I am now going to, what do we do? Click poll ended?
Click poll ended.
Click poll ended. Okay.
And there we go. 61% of people are staying at the pre-cruise host hotel, the Marriott Cadillac Beach in Miami.
Now I just learned something, Donna, that you didn't know. There's a little check mark box right here that I could have clicked, and I will for the next question, that says make results public at the end of the poll.
Yep.
We can do that, and now we're going to ask this next question. This is fun.
Have you pre-registered at CarnivalCheckinMarketersCruise.com and printed your boarding pass?
And answer truthfully, folks. Answer truthfully.
Wait, don't you print boarding passes the night before you fly? What do you mean print boarding passes?
No, Donna.
I mean, I could do this now?
Yes, it's now o'clock.
That's the other thing I always do at the host hotel for the cruise. So.
Oh, no. How many?
I'll get it done early this time. I promise.
All right, so has everyone answered honestly? And I'm going to end the poll right now.
Oh, 55% of people have already done it.
I know. Now, a big round of applause. The only thing is I know the real numbers because I have access to that with Carnival, and there's no way 55% have done it. There's no way.
5% of the people on this webinar, which are the awesome people to begin with that are taking part of their Saturday to get the best strategies for joining us on the cruise.
Donna, you're right. These are our best people.
I usually am, Lou.
You're right. And finally, where's the next question? Okay, so now I have to end the poll, right? Or, did I already end this poll? I did, right?
Yeah.
Now I start, but it's still checked. So now I go to check this next one, the last question, and I click on Start Poll.
Have you booked our Cozumel Beach Party or other excursions through MarketersPortTrips.com? I can vote yes for that one. That's exciting.
Can admins vote yes in the poll?
Well, you can if you're a good admin like me, and I'm monitoring both what the attendees see and what we see. So I'm multitasking over here, Lou, trying to keep us moving smoothly.
Donna, I could never do that. Men can't multitask.
What?
You are Phyllis. You're not in the webinar.
No, oh, okay.
She says that's for sure. And now I'm going to click poll ended. And 57%.
Awesome.
Wow. That is awesome. That's because we have awesome people on this Webby. Now, my final question for you, Donna, is when how do I end this? And when the replay runs, will the viewers of the replay be able to see some of these cool things that we've been doing, or no?
Sure. So here's how the replay works. As soon as we're done, Lou, you can hit the stop broadcast button, and that will end the webinar. At that point, the recording is immediately available. If you want to go back and listen to this again, you can refresh your screen, and it will start the recording all over again. If somebody is late or they had the wrong time, if they click on any of the links that Webinar Jam sends them, Lou, so even if they thought it was tomorrow and not today, and they click on the registration link, they'll be immediately brought to the replay. So the replay is immediately available, which is awesome. They do not see our chat, but they do hear all of our questions and answers, and they don't see the polls either, unfortunately. That's only for the live experience. But that's why we read the questions and the answers to them.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So I don't want to mess this up. I want to make sure that we have a recording for replay, because there's hundreds of people that have not come on live. I want to thank everyone, like Donna said, who's taken 90, 100, now 110. Wait, when did we start?
Almost 2 hours ago.
Almost 2 hours out of your weekend, out of Saturday, to come and be with us and have the best practices and be in the know before you go. That's really cool. And again, you know, myself, my staff, we're here to help you with anything else between now and then. We look forward to seeing you in Miami or on board the ship. Tell me what to do, Donna, to end this properly.
You say goodnight, Gracie, and then in the center of the screen, right underneath your chin, when you scroll over it, you'll see a stop broadcast button appear.
Now that's easy breezy, Donna. Donna, you're the best. Guys, love you the most, to say the least. See you in the JV jacuzzi, on the libido deck, on the Lido deck. Ah, the usual shtick.
Oh my goodness. Bye everyone. Love you. See you on the cruise.
Bye. Bye, Donna. Bye, everyone. See you soon.